For the pre-procurement of Laoag International Airport Development Project CY 2021, the scope of the project includes the runway strip grade correction with provision of strip end and resa, expansion of turnaround pad, construction of access road, grouted riprap slope protection at the proposed access road, provision of double barrel RCPC and manhole, concreting of additional VPA and exit road with additional lighting system, drainage system at VPA, and the construction of perimeter fence and frangible fence. Before I proceed to the presentation of bidding documents, may I first present the approved plans for the said project. For the site development plan at the airside area, we have the runway strip grade correction, the expansion of turnaround pad, the provision of resa, the construction of perimeter fence, the construction of access road with grouted slope protection, the runway strip grade correction, the provision of double barrel RCPs and manhole, next is the enlarged plan for the said scope of work. We have the expansion of turnaround pad with dimension of 7,688 square meter, the provision of resa with dimension of 90 meters by 90 meters, the provision of strip end with dimension of 60 meters by 45 meters, the construction of frangible fence at the approach area with the dimension of 102 linear meter, the construction of perimeter security fence at the side of the runway strip grade with dimension of 240 linear meter. Next is the enlarged plan for the construction of access road and the provision of double barrel and manhole. Next is the enlarged plan for the site development at landside area, which scope of work includes the concreting of additional VPA or vehicular parking area. Next is the enlarged plan for the drainage system at the proposed VPA. Next is the elevation of the proposed frangible fence and the security fence. Next is the blocking and paving layout done for the access road. And proceeding to the bidding documents, for the Laoag International Airport Development Project, the approved budget for the contract is 124,947,650 pesos and 99 centavos. Prospective bidders should possess the following technical personnel, the equipment, and applicable license of medium A, license category B for road, highway pavement, railways, airport, horizontal structures, and bridges. Duration for the said project is 360 calendar days, inclusive of 21 rainy unworkable days. The bidding documents will cost 56,000 pesos, inclusive of 12% VAT. For the bid data sheet, under ITB Clause 3.0, Certificate of Site Inspection, duly signed by Mr. Ronald V. Estabilio, Civil Aviation Area Manager, Area 1, or his duly authorized representative, is required to be submitted. Together with the attachment, a copy of company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection, copy of the airport facility visitor's logbook, and picture of the proposed site, including the personnel who conducted the site inspection, together with the area manager or airport manager or his duly authorized representative. Under ITB Clause 5.2, the bidder must have an experience of having completed a single largest completed contract SLCC that is similar to this project, equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC. For this purpose, similar contracts to the project refers to contracts which have the same major categories of work, which shall be: for category 1, we have the upgrading, improvement, rehabilitation, construction of unpaved road and or earthworks with ABC of 74,281,498.53 centavos. And for category 2, concreting of roads or other horizontal structures with ABC of 36,339,442.15 centavos. Under ITB Clause 10.4, the key personnel must meet the required minimum years of experience set below. For key personnel, we have project civil engineer, geodetic engineer, materials engineer, construction foreman, and safety and health officer with general experience of 5 years in general engineering and relevant experience of 3 years in upgrading, improvement, rehabilitation, construction of unpaved road or earthworks, concreting of roads or other horizontal structures. For ITB Clause 10.5, the minimum major requirement as shown. Next is the scope of work. For the scope of work, we have the SPL1, mobilization and demobilization. We have the runway street grade correction with provision of strip end and resa. Under this item, we have clearing and grabbing, which covers from station -0 plus 156.95 to station 0 plus 760 and station 1 plus 540 to station 2 plus 865. We have the excavation with the same station, the embankment, the aggregate sub-base course. Next is the expansion of turnaround pad, which covers aggregate sub-base course, aggregate base course, the Portland cement concrete pavement. And next is the construction of access road, which covers excavation, embankment, aggregate sub-base course, and Portland cement concrete pavement. Another is the grouted riprap slope protection at the proposed access road, which covers from station 0 plus 60 to station 0 plus 160. Next is the provision of double barrel RCPC and manhole with a total length of 421 linear meter of double barrel RCPC and 29 units of manhole. Another is the concreting of additional vehicular parking area, which includes excavation, embankment, aggregate sub-base course, and Portland cement concrete pavement. The drainage system at VPA, we have site works, severe structural works, and the provision of reinforced concrete pipe culvert. Next is the lighting system at the proposed VPA, which includes site works, civil structural works, electrical works, which includes 24 sets of street light, solar LED street light, and the miscellaneous works at VPA. We have site works, civil structural works, painting works, next is the construction of frangible fence with a total length of 102 meters with 17 bays at 6 meters per bay. We have the site works, the civil structural works, and the steel works with a total length of 900 linear meter. Next is the construction of perimeter security fence with a total length of 280 meter, which covers 140 bays at 2 meters per bay. And lastly, the temporary facilities, which includes staff house and service vehicle. Next is the run-through for the checklist of technical and financial documents. We have the technical component, the Class A component, the legal documents, the technical documents, and for financial documents, we have the Class B documents, another is the financial component envelope. That's all, sir. The ADMS would like to recommend this project for posting.
Hi, Attorney Frank. I'm here already. Thank you for taking over. Sige, this is just to clarify. This is Pre-Proc, tama?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright, this is for posting. Sige, at this juncture, we open the floor for our members and the TWG and Secretariat if there's any comments on what was presented. Particularly for the forms required. I remember, Attorney Frank, we had an issue last time regarding the phrasing that we use in the bid bulletin pertaining to the number of copies. Maybe we can correct that.
Yes, sir.
Minute ulo ko nun eh.
Yeah. We can actually go, sir, into the
Can we flash that, please?
And also, sir, dun sa logbook siguro, sir, kasi yung
Yes, the logbook issue.
kasi sa logbook walang nakalagay dun na entry.
Parang lumalabas kahit anong logbook ipakita mo complied ka eh, di ba?
That's
Kahit
correct.
hindi logbook ng CAAP.
Nakalagay naman dun, sir, CAAP logbook, pero
walang requirement na naka-sign ka or nakapangalan ka,
That's
which
correct,
defeats
sir.
the purpose. Sige, correct na natin. Let's make this a template for all succeeding pre-procurements and for bid documents.
I think, sir, that is for item 3.0, sir. BDS 3.0 for the logbook. ADMS, I think it's in item, 3.0, copy of the airport or visitors facility. Can you zoom in a little bit? Kasi medyo yun. Copy of the airport or facility visitors logbook. Siguro we can add na lang siguro dyan yung phrase na with an entry of name of the person who conducted the site inspection. And then who conducted site inspection. Okay, and then dun sa siguro sa yung sa pagination dun sa mga number of copies, that's ITB clause I think 10.1, that's ITB 16 item 16. Ayun. Miss Caril, hindi naman na nakalagay dito sa bid docs yung 10 envelope system, no? Wala na yung illustration.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you flash it still? Pinabasa ko, sorry. So before, sa number 2, we don't have the second line that says bids not complying with the above instruction shall be automatically disqualified.
Wala, sir. Yung bids not complying, sir, nasa number 1 yan siya.
Bakit? This is what brought about the confusion and ginagamit nilang ground na dahil nagsubmit ng dalawa, DQ na, which doesn't make any sense.
I think, sir, if I may suggest, sir, ilipat lang tong bids not complying with above instructions dito sa
Number 1.
instead of like covering, I mean, nandito sa item number 2. Kasi it's really more on like sa pagination naman at saka dun sa initial, yung sa initials ng or signature in each page.
Yeah. Actually, dahil tinanggal sa number 1, mas naging lenient in the first part tuloy, which is contradicting to what we're trying to say. Dapat strict yung number 1. Yung number 2, strict din yan. Kasi pag di sila nag-comply dyan, hindi sila nag-submit.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Palipat na lang sa number 1 yan.
Through the chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Opo. Sir, meron akong na-observe last time dun sa nag-i-initial kami. Pagka ba halimbawa yung page na yun, nandun na yung pirma, halimbawa sworn statement niya, nandun na yung signature, hindi na siya kailangan mag-initial ba dun sa page na yun?
If I may respond to that, sir.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Ma'am Joyce, kailangan po ng ano pa rin, ma'am, signature doon sa yung page mismo, ma'am, kasi yung purpose lang ng initials lang po or signature doon sa page na yon, just to make sure na yun yung same document na para maiwasan yung mapalitan or something, kasi pwede namang mapalitan pa rin siya, nandun pa rin yung signature na sinasabi niyo pong halimbawa yung document na yon mayroon siyang pirma, iba pa dapat to yung signature sa pagination.
Yes, tama. Yun din ang alam ko. Pero kasi na-observe ko na meron ako, tinitingnan ko walang initial yung page na yon dahil kasi siya rin kasi nga yung nakapirma na dun sa copy nung ano. Yun lang, sir. Thank you. Na-observe ko lang po. Thank you.
Are there any more comments or suggestions for revisions? How about the technical aspect of the presentation? Meron po ba? If there's none, maybe we can let's go to the recommendation. So the recommendation is for posting. If there's none, maybe we can have a motion, please. Thank you.
Yes, to the chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I move for the posting of the procurement of Laoag International Airport Development Project for CY 2021 for the runway strip grade correction and with provisions of strip N and RESA, expansion of turnaround pad, construction of access road, grouted rip rock slope protection, at proposed access road, provision of double barrel RCPCN manhole, concreting of additional VPA and exit road with additional lighting system, drainage system, at VPA and construction of perimeter security fence and frangible fence as recommended by the TWG.
Ang haba ng title.
I second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Sige, ma'am. Hindi mo na ulit yung title, Ma'am Bani.
Bye.
Alright. There being a motion, duly seconded. As recommended, let this project, Laoag International Airport Development Project, year 2021, as discussed, be accordingly posted. And user kindly coordinate with the Secretariat for the necessary documentation and have this posted immediately. Thank you.
Noted, sir. Thank you.
Sige, we'll move forward to the next item, which is the Pre-Procurement Conference for General Santos Airport Development Project, CY 2021. Completion of expansion and rehabilitation of existing PTB and construction of other airport facilities amounting to 96,100,840 pesos and 44 cents an ADMS DOT or downloaded project. Who will be presenting this? From the end user?
Ponda from the EDMS, sir.
All right, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you confirm po if you already seen the presentation on the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Today's the pre-procurement of General Santos Airport Development Project, CY 2021. With project description of completion of expansion and rehabilitation of existing passenger terminal building and construction of other airport facilities. For the source of fund, under GAA CY 2021 DOT or downloaded project, with an approved budget of 96,100,840.44 centavos. For the minimum technical personnel requirement, the prospective leaders must have the project civil engineer, geodetic engineer, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, one architect, and construction safety and health officers. For the list of minimum major equipment, for this project, the required pickup license is Medium A license category B for building and industrial plant, and Small B license category C and D for road, highway pavement, railways, airport, horizontal structures, and bridges. The project has a duration of 420 calendar days, inclusive of 31 draining and workable days. The applicable fee for the bidding documents is 56,000, inclusive of 12% VAT. For the IDB Clause 3, the Certificate of Site Inspection must be duly signed by Mr. Joel V. Cavina, Airport Manager of General Santos Airport, or his duly authorized representative. The prospective bidders must also attach the three required documents. The A is the copy of the company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection, the copy of the airport visitor's logbook with the entry of the name who conducted the site inspection, and the picture of the proposed site, including the personnel who conducted the site inspection, together with the airport manager or officer in charge or his duly authorized representative. Bids not complying with the above instruction shall be disqualified. Shown on your screen is the sample certificate of site inspection, the company ID, and the airport logbook. For ITV Plus 5.2, the bidder must have an experience of having completed a single largest completed contract (SLCC) that is similar to this project, equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC. For this purpose, contracts similar to the project refer to contracts which have the same major categories of work, which shall be for category building construction, improvement, and rehabilitation and repair, with EDC of 76,923,662.11. And for category concreting, asphalting of roads and other horizontal structures, with the amount of 17,146,470.33. ITV Clause 7.1 stated that subcontracting is not allowed. For ITV Clause 10.1, bidders shall submit all eligibility and technical documents as specified in Section 10, checklist of technical and financial documents. It is to be discussed. IPV Clause 15.1, the bill security shall be in the form of a bill security declaration or any of the following forms in March. The amount of not less than 2% of the EDC if bill security is in cash, cashier's manager's check, bank draft, guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit, or the amount of not less than 5% of EDC if field security is insured event. For ITV Clause 16, each and every page thereof shall be initialed signed by the duly authorized representative of the user. Shown on your screen is the sample illustration for the table of contents, index tab, and the initial sign pagination in accurate order. Bids not complying with the above instruction shall be automatically disqualified. For the technical component and financial eligibility documents, all envelopes must be labeled as follows: the name of the contractor to be bid in capital letters, name and address of the bidders also in capital letters, name and address of the procuring entity, back identified in the ITV clause number 10.1, bear the specific identification of this bidding process indicated in the invitation to bid, and bear a warning do not open before the date and the time for the opening of bids in accordance with ITV clause 21. ITV clause 19.2 stated that partial bid is not allowed. The infrastructure project is packaged in a single lot, and the lot shall not be divided into sublots for the purpose of bidding, evaluation, and contract award. For the special conditions of the project, for clause 7.2, the warranty against the structural defects and or failures, except that occasion on force majeure shall cover the period from the date of issuance of the certificate of final acceptance by the procuring entity, with a warranty years of 15 years. For GCC clause 13, stated that the procuring entity will not give advance payment to the contractors. GCC clause 15.2, the amount to be withheld for failing to produce as-built drawings and or operating and maintenance manuals for the inmate work is 2% of the contract price. I will proceed now for the technical details of the project. For the expansion and improvement of the passenger terminal building, the scope for the expansion is on the left and right side of the existing passenger terminal building constructed by the DITR. This is the second floor plan, proposed second floor plan of the expansion. And the shown on the screen is the roof plan. For the elevation plan, another scope is the paving tile layout of the site development at the passenger terminal building. The shaded area or the proposed location of the paving tiles. For the landscaping layout plan, next scope is the covered catwalk. Shown on your screen is the red line, which shows the proposed linear meter for the covered catwalk. Mag-start po siya from the existing DTA all throughout sa ating access road going to the park entrance. Also included is the construction of catwalk at the newly constructed admin building at this area. This is the detailed plan for the covered catwalk. For the admin access road layout plan, the dimension of the access road is the width is 6 meters and the total length is 38 linear meters. The area to be concreted is 228 square meters with a thickness of 250 millimeters. This area. For the details of the security fence to be constructed at the perimeter of the admin building. For the scope of work of the project, it includes the special provision of SPL1, mobilization and demobilization, SPL2, temporary facilities, which includes the provision of staff house for for the exclusive use of CAAP PMO, and also the provision of service vehicle for the duration of 420 calendar days or up until the project is completed. For item A, passenger terminal building, under item 8.1, civil structural works, for the site works, the total area is 450.52 square meters. Item 1.02, concrete works, with total volume of 295 cubic meter. It is required to have a ready-mix concrete with a compressive strength of 3,500 psi at 28 days, with total volume of 189 cubic meters, and with ready-mix concrete of 3,000 psi at 28 days, the volume is 106 cubic meters. For the reinforcing bars, the total weight is 33,937.79 kilograms and formworks area of 1,838. Item 1.03, masonry works, the area is 1,849.13.
Okay. Haba naman. Itong isa.
Jensen po ito. For item 1.03,
Oo.
steel works, the total weight is 12,069.88 kilograms. Item 1.05, roofing works with area of 1,591.64 square meters. And last, for the civil structural works, the waterproofing works with area of 167 square meters. Under architectural works, tile works with area of 532.96 square meters, with coverage of ground and second floor extension A and B, and also the main stair landing. Item 2.02, ceiling works with area of 560.70 square meters. 2.03, painting works with area of 4,226.80 square meters. For item 2.04, the number of doors is 6 sets, while the number of windows is 18 sets. For the electrical works, the list of scope is wires, conduits, and boxes, lighting fixtures and wiring devices, panel board, feeder wires and conduits, fire detection and alarm system, termination accessories. For item 8.4, plumbing works with scope of site works, storm drainage system, also included in the plumbing works is the elevator pit, sump pump, and drainage line. Item 4.05, the relocation of the holding tank. For mechanical works, the prospective bidders must provide the sprinkler head with this material specification. For the supply and installation of special equipment, which includes the supply of the machine boomless elevator with technical specification shown on your screen. For the escalator, this is the material specification. Item 7.01, the placing of topsoil with total volume of 3,156 cubic meters. Item 7.02, sodding with area of 28,383. For the softscape at landscape area. The quantity of plants are shown on the screen. Next item is the construction of other airport facilities. For the pavement tiles at the passenger terminal building, with the total area to be installed 2,264 square meters with material specification shown on it. For the covered catwalk, the site works is 271.92 cubic meters. For the concrete works, volume is 197 cubic meters. Item 2.03, the total weight of steel works is 24,556.94 kilograms. For the paving blocks, the area is 1,660.50 square meters. The total length of the concrete work for item 2.05 is 1,180.70 linear meters. Next scope is the Type 4 security fence with gates for man gate and vehicular gate. The total number of bays, 1,267 bays at 2 meters length per bay. For the concrete works, total volume is 34.20 cubic meters. Masonry works under item 3.03, including plastering, the area is 316 square meters. For the steel works, including painting works, the total length, this item covers a total of 2,534 bays at 2 meters length per bay. And the last item for construction of other airport facilities is the access road admin building with item 4.01 unclassified excavation with total volume of 45.60 cubic meters. Item 4.03 embankment from narrow excavation with volume of 225.60 cubic meters. For the subgrade preparation, the total area is 304 square meters. For the aggregate sub-base course, the volume is 91.20 cubic meters. For the cement concrete pavement with thickness of 250 millimeters, the total area is 228 square meters. For with ready-mix concrete with comprehensive strength of 3,000. Is responsible for all the laboratory, material testing, environmental compliance certificate, safety permits, and surveying instruments necessary for the project implementation. All expenses shall be incorporated in the contractor's overhead costs and shall not be considered as fee item. Mr. Chair, this is the end of my presentation. The end user is already accepting questions from members of the BAC. Thank you.
Alright. Can you already state your request or recommendation para tuloy-tuloy na tayo?
The end user would like to ask the BAC chairman for the posting of this project.
Thank you. This juncture, we open the floor for discussions on the presentation. Ako for the same comment as I had with the previous one regarding those two particular provisions on the requirement for logbook and as well as the requirement on the number of copies. Yun lang. Attorney Frank, if you have any comments or other members, if there's any, now is the time to raise them.
None from my end, sir.
Wala rin po ako, sir, ay, Mr. Chair.
Through the chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Can we also include yung letter B? Pakibalik po dun sa logbook. Yeah. It states entry of the name and signature who conducted the site inspection, in as much as it is a logbook.
Ang logbook ba natin, it usually requires signature? Is it normal procedure?
Parang, yes sir, attendance logbook po yun eh.
Okay. As long as it's applicable, okay lang. Let's include that.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
may I suggest the letter B with the entry of the name of the person, name and signature of the person who conducted? Yes, sir. That's all, sir.
All right. Hindsight, can we just use the same phrasing for all, even the one that we already approved earlier? It's essentially the same thing. We're just rephrasing it. Sige. Anything else from the members?
Through the chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, may naalala lang din po ako yung last na nag-open tayo ng bids, yung sa legal clearance. Kasi sabi ko, parang November ngayon tayo nag-open, pero yung legal clearance, July pa yung ginawa yung date. Baka merong...
Anong rule natin doon, Attorney Frank? I know that happens kapag ay recon pag nag-fail and then we allow them to use the same legal clearance. Is that correct, Frank?
Sir, no sir. Kasi yung bago pong legal clearance na ini-issue ngayon ng ELS, meron na siyang validity period. Yung dun sa baba, valid until...
So you use that part as basis.
yes, sir.
But with regard to the length of the period, wala naman tayong issue.
Wala naman tayong issue dyan, sir. Provided hindi valid pa lang siya, sir.
Pero I mean, sir, pwede ba magamit yung clearance na yon for other purpose ng bidding? Kasi parang kung halimbawa yung July pa yon pero kailan lang naman siya na-post, halimbawa late lang itong October, pwede niyang gamitin yung clearance na yon po?
Sir, if I may suggest siguro, sir, para dun sa legal clearance, ang maging specific na lang din siguro, sir, for the para ma-indicate din yung project, para particular na lang din yung legal clearance na yun for purposes of that project lang talaga.
Normally when I sign the legal clearance, naka-attach kasi doon. Before hindi nila nilalagay, I think Attorney JR would just sign them. But I asked them to have a reference parang sheet on front kung para saan yun. So nakita ko for what bidding. But tama rin yun. The certificate itself doesn't state what the specific bidding is. So sige, we'll recommend that format, ma'am, para we'll retain the period covered, but we will state the particular bidding project that it is going to be used for, para hindi siya basta-basta pwede gamitin for anything. Kasi when they request naman, ma'am, nilalagay nila kung para saan eh. We don't sign it unless nilagay nila kung para saan.
Yes, thank you, sir. Nakita
Okay,
ko lang din nakalagay for bidding purposes lang na
Sige,
nakasulat.
we'll instruct the ELS staff to change the format. Thank you, ma'am. Nasa bid docs ba yung format nun?
Nasa bid docs yun, sir. So
yeah, we'll change it in the bid docs as well.
yes, sir.
Sige.
Kasi may applicable forms dun eh, standard form.
Alright. We'll adopt that as recommended. Sige. Anything else? If there's no more, maybe we can have a motion subject to the suggested revisions, of course. Members, do we have a motion?
To the chair, can you please flash the project again?
Sige. Let's have the recommendation portion flash, please. Or the name of the project. Who's handling the screen?
The end user, Mr. Chair. Karen, can you flash the bid docs, please? The title.
To the chair, basahin ko na lang po dito sa sa
Sige, sige.
Fiber. Okay po, ayun.
And they're flashing it.
Okay, Ma'am Dean. Ma'am Dean. Thank you.
To the chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I move for the posting of the pre-procurement of Gensan Airport Development Project.
Alright, do you have a second?
Second, sir.
Thank you. There being a motion duly seconded, let this project, the General Santos Airport Development Project here at 2021, be accordingly posted subject to the suggested revisions as discussed by the BAC. Alright, TWG kindly coordinate, end user kindly coordinate with the Secretariat for the necessary documents for posting. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you po. Noted.
Alright, moving forward, we have the next item in the agenda, which is the post-qualification report for the Basco Airport Development Project 2021, extension of runway 06, including strip grid correction and slope protection using coconut bioengineering. An ADMS DOTR downloaded project amounting to 30,971,637 pesos and 55 cents. Who will be presenting this from the TWG?
I will be presenting, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
So good afternoon again, everyone. This is on behalf of the technical working group, I will be presenting the outcome of the post-qualification conducted for the Basco Airport Development Project. So we opened the bids, the submitted bids last October 11, and the bidder we subject for the post-qualification is Ware Corporation International, the second lowest, because St. Matthew Construction was disqualified during the post-qualification, and the calculated bid for Ware Corporation International is in the amount of 28,538,370 pesos and 27 centavos. So here are the findings. For the eligibility documents, a field job certificate of registration, the submission is responsive. The submitted field jobs registration is valid until June 3, 2022. For the certificate of registration from Securities and Exchange Commission, they submitted a responsive document. The SEC registration date is on January 15, 1986, and with company registration number 130621. So it is responsive. Mayor's or business permit, they submitted the business permit from the Muntinlupa City, issued by the Muntinlupa City on January 13, 2021 and valid until December 31, 2021. So it is responsive. For the tax clearance, the submission is responsive. The tax clearance is valid until 18 January 2022. Pickup license. The requirement for the project is medium A, category B, for road, highway, pavement, railways, airport, horizontal structures, and bridges. And the submitted pickup license for Ware Corporation, they are under category AAA, large B, so which is way higher than the required pickup license. And it is valid until June 30, 2022, so it is responsive. For the statement of all ongoing projects, 3 projects were included, all government infrastructures, including DPWH projects. No slippages more than 15% and no slippage more than -10%. So it is responsive. For the statement identifying the bidder's single largest completed contract, they submitted the project Magbabadil Kabigaan Road, Aborlan in Puerto Princesa, Palawan. It is a road construction project, and the contract amount is 105,281,882 pesos and 25 centavos. So the project submitted is similar to the contract to be bid, and this ABC, its contract price more than the ABC of the project, so it's responsive. For audited financial statement, the AFS of the company for the fiscal year 2019-2018 was submitted, and it is stamped received by the BIR June 3, 2021, so it is responsive. Bidder's computation of the net financial contracting capacity. The submitted NFCC is 5,361,023,620 pesos and 55 centavos. The NFCC is more than the ABC, so it is responsive. So joint venture is not applicable in this project. Technical documents, bid security, they submitted a duly notarized bid securing declaration, so it is responsive. Organizational chart, the technical personnel to be assigned for the to the project met the minimum requirements, so it is responsive. The list of contractors personnel, the submission is also responsive. For the list of equipment units, they submitted all the required equipment to be used for the project, and as indicated in the bid invitation to bid, so it is responsive. For the omnibus sworn statement, they submitted a duly notarized sworn statement. This is responsive. Certificate of site inspection. The certificate of site inspection was issued to Mr. Roel Nico, signed by Ms. Louie Asentor, OIC of Basco Airport on September 28, 2021, so it is responsive. Photocopy of the company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection. So they attached the photocopy of Mr. Nico, the project coordinator of Ware Corporation International, so it is responsive. Photocopy of the airport's visitors logbook. It is also responsive. They attached the photocopy of the CAAP logbook with the entry of the site inspection of Mr. Roel Nico. Bid bulletin number 1, they submitted bid bulletin number 1 dated September 10, 2021, so it is responsive. For the financial bid form, the submitted bid in the amount of 29,732,709 pesos and 96 centavos, they offered a 4% discount. So the final submitted bid is 28,543,401 pesos and 55 centavos. After bid evaluation, the calculated bid now applying the 4% discount is 28,538,370 pesos and 27 centavos. So the difference from the ABC, calculated bid from the ABC is 2,433,267 pesos and 28 centavos. This is within the submitted, and the calculated bid prices are within the ABC of the project, so it is responsive. Bill of quantities, the submission is in accordance with the bidding forms under Section 9. It is responsive. Bid proposal, it is also in accordance with the bidding forms in Section 9, so it is responsive. Detailed estimates, they also submitted in accordance, the forms are also in accordance with Section 9, so it is responsive. Summary sheet indicating construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rates. All the submissions are in accordance with the bidding forms. Cash flow by quarter and payment schedule is also in accordance with the bidding form. So these are all responsive submissions. The submitted post-qualification documents, they submitted within the prescribed period. For the latest income tax, they submitted the business tax period 30 December 2020, September 30, 2021. So it is responsive. Other appropriate licenses and permits, they submitted an updated field jobs registration, pickup license with signature, SEC registration, mayor's permit, and updated tax clearance. So it is responsive. Latest audited financial statement, the same submission for fiscal year 2019-2020 dated stamped received by BIR June 3, 2021. So this is responsive. Key personnel, all the licenses and accreditations are updated and valid. So the submission is responsive. So the bid proposal of Ware Corporation International was evaluated to have offered the lowest calculated responsive bid for having complied with all the legal, technical, and financial requirements. However, during the bid opening, the submitted bid price of Ware Corporation is higher than the calculated bid. As per Section 34.4 of the Revised Implementing Rules and Regulations of 9184, if the BAC determines that the bidder with the lowest calculated bid passes all the criteria for post-qualification, he shall declare the said bid as the lowest calculated responsive bid and recommend to the head of the procuring entity the award of the contract to the said bidder at its submitted bid price or calculated bid price, whichever is lower. So in this case, the calculated bid price is lower than the submitted bid price. So with that, Mr. Chair, we are, the technical working group is recommending to award the contract for the Basco Airport Development Project CY 2021 extension of Runway 06, including strip grade correction and slope protection using coconut bioengineering to Ware Construction Corporation International, being the lowest calculated responsive bid in the amount of 28,538,370 pesos and 27 centavos for consideration and approval of the Bids and Awards Committee charting.
All right, thank you, TWG, for that presentation. So we have here a recommendation for the award of the contract for the Basco Airport Development Project to Ware Corporation International for having submitted the lowest calculated and responsive bid for this project. This juncture, do we open the floor for any comments from our members? Do we have any questions or comments about the presentation? If there's none, maybe we can have a motion, please.
To the chair,
Yes, Ma'am Joyce.
I move for the recommendation to award the contract of the Basco Airport Development Project CY 2021 to Ware Corporation International, being the lowest calculated bid at the calculated bid of 28,538,370.27.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there any second?
Second.
Thank you. There being a motion duly seconded. As recommended, let the project Basco Airport Development Project CY 2021 extension of Runway 06, including strip grade correction and slope protection using coconut bioengineering, be accordingly awarded to Ware Corporation International for having submitted the lowest calculated responsive bid in the amount of 28,538,370 pesos and 27 cents. Considering the amount, this does not need to be presented to the board, right, Frank?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sige, let's already process this, please. Thank you. Do you have anything else for today's agenda?
Sir, if the BAC would allow, we will also present the post-qualification report for the Bukidnon Airport Development Project Phase 3.
Okay. Considering the urgency of the matter, this is isasama dapat to sa board, no? Tama? So we're doing our best para ma-evaluate ito ng maayos. Sige, considering this already a report, let's already have this presented.
Okay. So, Again, I will be presenting the Bukidnon Airport Development Project Phase 3, Passenger Terminal Building, Runway Extension, 2 units, pipe conduit, box culvert, and runway markings. The ABC for the project is 1,030,490,650 pesos and 11 centavos. And the opening of bids was conducted last October 4, 2021. For this post-qualification evaluation, we evaluated the bidder Markbuild Construction Trading and Development Corporation, China Construction First Group Corporation Limited, Dyson Construction Trading Corporation. This is a consortium. So the calculated bid of the bidder is 797,250,384 pesos and 73 centavos. So here are our findings. A field job certificate of registration. The field jobs registration of Markbuild is valid until November 5, 2021, which is valid during the opening of bids, but they also submitted an updated field jobs registration as part of their post-qualification documents. So for China Construction, it is valid until September 2022, and for Dyson Construction, it's valid until February 19, 2020. No, sorry, this February 2022. Apologies. So it is responsive. For the registration certificate from the SEC, the submission of the consortium is responsive. For Markbuild, they submitted an SEC certificate of registration valid and with registration date April 6, 2011. For China Construction, they submitted a business registration certificate dated February 1, 2018. And for Dyson Construction, they submitted an SEC certificate with date of registration August 2019. So this is responsive. For the mayor's permit or business permit, for Markbuild, the issued mayor's permit is from Laoag, Zambales, and valid until 31 December 2021. For China Construction, it is valid until 31 December issued by LGU San Juan City, and for Dyson Construction, valid until 31 December as well, issued by LGU Tacloban City. So these are responsive submissions. For tax clearance, all the tax clearance from Markbuild Construction, China Construction, and Dyson Constructions are all valid, and these are responsive submissions. For valid pickup license, the requirement for the project is we have 2 requirements. One is for the horizontal and one is for the vertical. For the horizontal, the requirement is large B, AAA category for roads, highway, pavement, railways, airport, horizontal structures, and bridges. So the submission is within or met the requirement for the license, pickup license. For the vertical, the requirement is category AA, large A, for building and industrial plant. The submission is also responsive since they submitted large B category AAA and small B category B. They also submitted a special contractor's license pickup category AAA large B, considering that they are a consortium. So all these licenses are valid until 30 June 2022. So these are responsive submissions. For statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, Mark Build Construction Trading and the consortium actually failed to submit, failed to disclose some projects from the DPWH, which I will discuss later. For the SLCC, they submitted a project that is similar to the contract, and the ABC of it, the ABC of which projects are also above the requirement, or the 50% of the ABC of the project. So the name of the project: construction and expansion project of provincial highway in Pizhou City. This is in China. And the second project is Tower 3 Office Commercial 3 Building Entrance Exit Civil Air Defense Underground Part Area 3. So all these projects are in China, and these are similar to the contract to be given. So this is responsive. For the audited financial statement, the audited financial statement for Mark Build is stamped received by BIR July 6, 2021. For China Construction, April 7, 2021, and Dyson Construction is April 29, 2021. This is the AFS for fiscal year 2019-2020. So these are all responsive submissions. Bidders NFCC, the submitted NFCC in the amount of 283,744,180 pesos and 27 centavos. It is more than the ABC of the project, so it is responsive. So for the joint venture, they submitted a duly signed and notarized consortium agreement. So this is responsive. For the technical documents, the bid security, they submitted bid security in the form of bid securing declaration. It is duly notarized. It is responsive. For the organizational chart, they also submitted a responsive submission, and all the technical personnel met the required personnel as per invitation to bid. List of contractors personnel, they also the submission also met the minimum required technical personnel as per invitation to bid. So it is responsive. For list of contractors equipment, the equipment met the submitted equipment met the required equipment as per invitation to bid. So it is responsive. Omnibus sworn statement, a duly notarized sworn statement was submitted, so it is responsive. Certificate of site inspection, they submitted the site inspection. The site inspection was conducted by Mr. Enrique Tumaog on September 22, and the certification was signed by the Bukidnon Airport Development Project PMO, Mr. Romero Apau Jr. So it is responsive. Photocopy of the company ID, they attached the company ID of the office engineer to Mr. Tumaog of Dyson Construction, so it is responsive. Photocopy of the visitor's logbook, they also attached the CAAP logbook with the entry name of Mr. Tumaog. Bid bulletin, not applicable in this case. So, for the financial bid, the submitted bid, applying the discount of 14.20%, is 797,250,384 pesos and 71 centavos. After bid evaluation, the calculated bid is in the amount of 797,250,384 pesos and 73 centavos. So the difference from the ABC is 233,240,265 pesos and 38 centavos. So this is within the ABC. So the submission or the financial bid is responsive. Bill of quantities in accordance with the bidding forms, it is responsive. bid proposal, it is also in accordance with the bidding form, so it is responsive. Detailed estimates, also in accordance with the bidding forms, responsive. Summary sheet indicating materials, labor, and equipment rates. These are also in accordance with the form, so it is responsive. And cash flow by quarter, they're all in accordance with the bidding form, so it is responsive. They submitted the post-qual documents within the prescribed period, and all the submissions are they completed or they complied all the submissions as required by in the post-qual letter. Latest income tax for the period September 30, 2021, it is responsive. Permits and licenses, they submitted the updated licenses and permits, so it's responsive. For latest audited financial statements, same submission was same document was submitted as in the technical document, so these are responsive documents, and the key personnel are also the licenses of the key personnel were also submitted, and these are responsive. So in the list of ongoing government and private projects of the consortium, they only indicated four projects. But upon our verification with the DPWH, we uncovered that there are other projects of Mark Build Construction Trading and Development Corporation, which is part of the consortium, which were not included in the list of ongoing projects. So, example is the construction of multipurpose building in Phase 1, Barangay NBBS Kaunlaran in Navotas. According to the certification and status report as provided by the DPWH, the negative slippage is already at negative 29.02%. Also, another project, we'll show another project here, is the construction of multipurpose building in Kapitbahayan, Barangay NBBS, Dagat-Dagatan, Navotas. The negative slippage is negative 20.55. These projects are not indicated in the submitted list of ongoing government and private projects. So, in government GPPB non-policy matter number 06/2018, it is expressly provided there that failure to declare ongoing government and private contracts is a ground for disqualification. So, with that, Mr. Chair, we are recommending, the TWG is recommending that the consortium, Mark Build Construction Trading and Development Corporation, China Construction First Group Corporate Limited, Dyson Construction and Trading Corporation, be disqualified for non-disclosure of all its ongoing project. And we are likewise recommending that the next lowest calculated bidder, the Tokwing Construction Corporation in joint venture with Mamsar Construction Industrial Corporation, to undergo post-qualification process. For consideration and approval, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Frank.
Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead, Rob.
Captain Don is here. Apologies, Mr. Thank you, Attorney Frank, for that presentation. Because the chair is here, turn over the chip to Captain Don Mendoza. Go ahead.
Thank you, Attorney Frank, and to the technical working group. The recommendation has been heard, and any comments?
To the chair.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. Sir, tanong ko lang po, pang-apat na po ba itong si Tokwing just in case? O pangatlo pa lang po?
Ma'am Joyce, pang-apat na po, sir. Ma'am.
Wala po ba tayong policy ng tuloy-tuloy lang po ba yung natin? Pag, pag merong nagdi-disqualify, dun tayo talaga ulit sa susunod hanggang maubos yung bidders.
Ma'am, as per rules po ng 9184 and its IRR, ganun po ma'am, hanggat sa maubos po yung bidder,
Okay.
dun po yung ano natin, proseso po.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Joyce. Any other comments, questions? Okay, hearing none. Frank, paki-finalize na yan at saka I'll assign for it. Attorney Rob?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
let me just make a motion just for proper process. Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of the recommendation of the TWG for the number 1 for the disqualification of Markville Construction Trading and Development Corporation, China Construction First Group Corporation Limited, Dyson Construction and Trading Corp Consortium, for having failed to comply with the requirement to submit a complete to disclose all their ongoing projects, Mr. Chair. And secondly, for the post-qualification for the next lowest calculated bidder, which in this case is Stockwing Construction Corporation, Mamsar Construction and Industrial Corporation Joint Venture, Mr. Chair.
Okay,
It's the
motion has
motion,
been heard. Any second?
I second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Okay, and it's been duly seconded. So the motion is, the recommendation is approved. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, sir.
Rob, patuloy nga sandali.
All right, Mr. Chair, taking over the chairmanship again. Is there anything for today's agenda, Attorney Frapp?
None from the TWG, sir.
Okay. What's our schedule for this week? Do we have another meeting?
Yes, sir. We have 2 opening for tomorrow, sir. The BAC Secretariat already posted it in the Viber group chat, sir.
And then, how about on Friday?
We do not have a meeting on Friday, sir.
Which ones are for opening? Pero hindi ka mabuksan. This is the... Tom lang? Tapos na to, di ba? Anong opening natin?
Sir, tomorrow we will open the
Ito kakasend lang. Okay, I just got it. We have opening for Basco Airport, which is... Okay, and then post-qualification report for Bukidnon. Teka, tomorrow na to?
Sir, we already advanced the presentation of the Bukidnon report. It's actually we tentatively scheduled it tomorrow, but considering the urgency of the
Ito yung today.
project, yeah,
Akala ko mag-post-qual na kayo agad ng susunod.
no, not yet. Sir.
Ano pa lang.
We advanced it today, sir.
No, you have to send the letters and require them to submit the documentation as provided under the GPPB rules.
That's correct.
Sige,
Yes,
so
sir.
this is not for tomorrow. We only have the opening of bids for Basco Airport.
Sir,
Tama.
for Basco in the morning at 10 a.m., sir, and then in the afternoon, sir, we have Lubang and Tacloban Com, sir.
Lubang and Tacloban Coms. Okay. Yeah. I'm considering I'm in Bohol. I'll be in Bohol tomorrow because the maiden flight from Bangkok is scheduled tomorrow. So I doubt I'll be able to attend the second one. But the morning one, I can probably attend. Ano kaya pwede natin gawin?
Ako din, wala din ako tomorrow. I will be in Clark for the SIM check.
Yun. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Is it possible can we reschedule the opening? Maybe Friday?
Sir,
Considering both the chairman and the vice chairman are not available. There's no one to preside.
Sir, what we can do, sir, if I may suggest, sir,
Yes.
we can just accept all the bids, sir, and we will just postpone, sir, the opening of the bids on Friday.
Sige, please, let's just issue the necessary notice or bid bulletin.
We will just issue the notice, sir.
Sige, please. If there's no objections from the members, apologies po, medyo puno lang po yung schedule natin. Hope you understand. There's no objection. Sige, let's reschedule it, Attorney Frank. The afternoon one, the morning one, pwede naman. Okay?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
what time will it be on Friday, sir?
Same time ng normal back natin. 2 p.m.
Okay.
Alright. Sige. Is there anything else? If there's none, we can have, if there's no more items in the agenda, wala na ba?
Wala na po, sir.
Alright, if there's no more items in the agenda, let's already adjourn the meeting. Thank you everyone for attending this afternoon's Back Charlie meeting. We'll just keep everyone posted for the schedule and all the changes that may happen. Thank you again. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Mr. Don, Ma'am Joyce, Ma'am Vani, and Ma'am
Thank you,
Jen.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Sir John Nick, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Attorney Irish, yung post-qual letter ng Ma'am Sarp.
Ma'am, sorry po. Sige po.
Thank you.